As I walk through the uncanny valley of death, you shall fear no evil, for I am that evil.
To be fair, see, when I watch Creepcast, I don't think about the horror stories. I think about like Meat Canyon talking about like a dead astronaut flopping his dick outside of the window of a space station.
That's a fascinating thing to think about, but I've never really confronted before.
Or that you know Wendigoon and Papa Meat, don't you?
Meat Canyon, you mean?
Well, yeah, Meat Canyon's his animation channel, but he's Papa Meat.
He's Papa Meat. Okay, I know about the channel,
You should watch his
and I
side
saw a
channel, Papa
video of him
Meat.
singing.
He sings a lot. To be fair, that could mean anything.
Okay,
But,
it
there's
was
a
on like Perfectly Cut Screams subreddit.
well, there was a it's an old timer. We were talking about it in the intro to our podcast. Wendigoon had he thought the episode that week wasn't going to come out because he got messages from Papa Meat saying, "Oh, I've been in a car crash. Um, it's not as bad as it sounds. Here's a photo," and he hadn't opened the photo yet. So obviously Wendigoon was like, "Oh shit," and he was trying to phone to make sure things were okay, and he opened the photo, and it was just Papa Meat naked posing in the shower.
Uh,
It was just bait to get him to open his phone.
that's funny.
That's
Nice.
hard. I don't know how close a friendship you would need to be like, surprise, here's my cock and balls.
Very close. Or enemies. Mortal
They thought I
enemies.
was on the bed. Here's sexual harassment.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh. See, this is Walk's ruined. Imagine that was a woman, Chris. Be a whole different
What was-
story. With it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess so. But it's still harassment, regardless of who you're sending it to.
Chris, I swear to God, see if that ever happened, and I opened the photo to just your cock and balls in the shower, this would be over. This would be done. You'd
No, it
never
would
hear from me
strengthen our
again.
bond.
I don't think it would.
And
I'd be
then we'd become
leaving
blood
this.
brothers at that point.
No, I think for that to work, I would also have to show my cock and balls.
Okay.
But then the DMs are just getting rather gay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
What's the
personally,
problem
not.
with that?
I think my girlfriend would have a problem with that. So what are you doing on Discord? Just showing Chris my cock and balls.
No,
Just
it's
you.
fine though. He's doing the same thing.
He's he's sent them every day for the past month. And I'm sending them back.
I need to balance it.
Yes, that's the Snapchat streak we'll keep.
Great, great.
Is that the 100-day streak you've had with your friend?
Yeah, just balls.
Just balls.
100 days of balls. Just balls.
On Monday it gets the left, on Tuesday it gets the right.
And then back and forth.
Oh no, because it's 7 days a week.
Well,
I
it'll tip over and then you'll be alternating.
suppose so.
On that note, welcome to the Uncanny Valley. We're talking about Devil's Doorway today,
How much?
directed by Eileen Clark.
How are you supposed to cut that? At what point can we, is? Because like, how long has the cock and balls conversation been going?
I don't know. That's just when I decided to jump in.
Oh, it's got to be like
This-
last week when it was just 2 minutes of bullshit. We really need to pivot away from horror movies and just be like this weekly fucking nonsense.
We should. I'd like that. Yeah.
Yes, Chris, what are we talking about? I'm getting
That's
my
what we're
notes up.
gearing up to. This is from 2018, by the way, which I didn't say. Talking about the Devil's Doorway,
You not the devil's back
which is
door.
not a euphemism.
It's not.
Yeah.
No. Devil's doorway sounds fine. The devil's back door is a euphemism. And I can't not. Every time I think about the movie, anytime I've talked about this movie, I keep going, oh, you have a devil's back door. This movie doesn't feature the devil's anus.
That's a Freudian slip, I believe.
And it was on the mind all the time. Actually, that's in 4 Ragnarok, is it not?
Oh yeah, the devil's butthole. I think.
Is it called the butthole? I thought it was the anus. I feel like the anus is more.
Might be the anus. More New Zealand.
Like if someone said, "Oh, that's the devil's anus," you'd be like, "Oh, you can see why that's the funny." But if someone's like, "That's the devil's butthole," that's just a bit of a chill.
Yeah, that's more of a surfer term, huh?
Because the previous conversation and this has just lost me.
Yeah,
Okay, so
we're really
you're
tangenting today.
the one who's story notes. You need to keep it going. You
This is
promise.
a found
You
footage
promise
movie
you'll hold the
from
structure.
the movie from the year 2018. It's Irish, so I don't know any of the people in this movie, but they all do a good job. This is about 2 priests visiting an Irish home for unwed mothers to investigate a miracle, which turns out to be something else. What did you think of this movie, Charlie?
Okay, well, on initial viewing, I was like, "This is it's very standard, like bargain bin found footage." On further research, what I have done, and Chris, you have not. Do you know? See, okay, it's gonna go from stupid nonsense to being very depressing very fast. Do you know? What do you know of Magdalene laundries?
Nothing beyond this movie.
Okay, I thought this was a fictional thing made up for the movie. Chris, oh my god, it is not. It is somehow, despite Ireland being across the pond, it is hundreds of years worth of horrific abuse, mostly by the Catholic Church.
Okay.
Because it's weird because this is something that I feel like I should have known about beforehand, which I suppose is good because I came
No, I
out
don't
with
know anything about Irish history, really.
a very sure like run of the mill found footage film, but it's actually educational because in looking into it, I've learned shit, horrendous shit to learn before my holiday to Ireland in 2 days. Considering I'm going to Belfast, and these started in Belfast in the 1700s,
Really?
and yeah, so it started off with Protestant churches taking in prostitutes from the street and forcing them into basically slave labor in these like proto asylums that they named Magdalene's laundries after Mary Magdalene, the prostitute that repented and was saved. But
Which is crazy.
very, yeah, very, very, very quickly, the Catholic Church looked at it and went, "Hold on, that's a great idea." And this was incredibly widespread. So widespread that it came to Glasgow, and I didn't know about this. It was a thing from 1765, and the last one closed its doors in 1994.
Are you serious?
Yeah, the most recent one, 1994. Apparently, there was at least 30,000 victims. But the documents are it's the Catholic Church. You ain't getting shit out of them. They've got a whole
Whoa.
Vatican built around not knowing shit that they do. But
That's
yeah,
demented.
it's fucked because it started off as just street working prostitutes, and then it became people suffering with mental illnesses, and then it became homeless women, and then it became people that families just didn't want. They started taking in young children, babies. It's just horrifying history.
Did these people ever wind up having a future outside of these places? Or did they mostly just stay stuck once they wound up there?
Oh, to be fair, most of them seemed to get out, but again, with the record scraping, it's hard to say because if anyone did die in these asylums that they created, they were just most of them were just buried in unmarked graves,
Jeez.
like
Okay.
off the record. There was in 1993, the year before the last one closed, the owners of one sold off a piece of land for money, and inside it they found 133 unmarked graves with 155 bodies in it.
Holy shit.
Yeah, is the fact that is not only across the water from me, but there was parts of it in Glasgow, and this is just something I've never heard of.
That's crazy.
It's not what you think would have came out of us going, let's watch a spooky found footage movie.
No, but notable.
You see, this is what I meant when I was like, "Oh fuck, there's a rabbit hole, Chris."
Yeah.
Um,
And just,
yeah,
I
sure.
don't know. How do you see that applies to this movie? Just that these
Well,
places aren't places of God?
yeah, because it was filled with all kinds of emotional and physical and sexual abuse. There's a massive laundry list of shit that went down there. On a slightly more positive note, there was a compensation scheme that started 4 years ago, and people were getting money for it. But like from the shit we had to endure, and the month, like only the people that were eligible for it, there was only 800. So it's like most people that suffered from it are have already passed. The Catholic Church, being the Catholic Church, have refused to acknowledge that they did anything wrong, despite there
I
being
bet.
155 bodies under one of their churches.
Yeah, well, they'll pass it off on the guy who sold the land, right?
And they were like, oh, what? You just found 155 bodies? Bit sus, mate.
That's so weird. How does that happen?
That... Where did those come from? Just
Oh,
like
no.
dirt from a pile behind them.
You ever just turn around and there's 155 bodies? That happens to me all the time.
Yeah, see, you rummage through the back of a charity shop, sometimes you find them. They're everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
Sometimes it's just in the park.
there's a bunch of like documentaries and movies made about it. The one, if I'm going to highlight any of them, because I only had time to watch one, there's quite a few multi-hour long documentaries on YouTube. I was watching a documentary from 1998 called Sex in a Cold Climate, which is 4 survivors from the Magdalene laundries, just kind of telling their stories about it. And then later on in 2002, there was a film made about the 4 survivors called the Magdalene Sisters. From what I hear, I don't know if they all watched it, but one of the survivors I know watched it and said it's not like a disrespectful movie in anywhere that it just doesn't fully show how bad things were at the time.
Sounds awful.
Yeah, so in
It's interesting
Bacchierino,
in the movie seeing sort of the dichotomy between the nuns living there and the rest of the people on the estate.
yeah, and that's what it's so interesting because clearly it seems from just bounce about a bit, but from the ending of the movie with what they find kind of going on underneath the they seem in real life it was they eventually moved on to like actual institutions, but in the movie it's a church. But you can see how the because it's wild because the movie is made in 2018, but the situation with the bodies that was like it was only like 3 days ago. So you'd think this would be more widely known, especially like in like you get those disturbing history documentaries or that. And the fact that I had to watch an independent Irish horror movie in 2018 to even have a vague notion that this exists is crazy.
Yeah, I'm glad we watched this. In any case, that's a lot that's just sort of been pushed under the rug.
So that's like as I'm watching the movie now as we speak, like even the intro, it tells you what happened in the places, but I feel like the movie doesn't do a good enough job at like explaining it. No, this is a real thing that happened because it says in the beginning it's like, oh, these were set up and they held prostitutes, orphans, people being abused, mentally disabled, and unmarried pregnant women. But like, there's no point in this film where it's like, yeah, this actually happened. By the way, I don't know, maybe because the director assumed it wouldn't make it big out of Ireland, and maybe this is just a thing people know.
Yeah, I wonder if this is more widely known in Ireland. But you didn't know about the local chapters.
I don't know. I think it was like only in the 80s it was shut down. I had a look on even on Google Maps where it was, and it seems like the place has since been demolished. At least that's something.
That's something.
I was
Yeah.
on the low hoping that it was still there so I could go see it because I know it was abandoned for a bit. But that's gonna be fucking. That's rammed in my head the entire time I'm at it.
If hauntings exist, that's a place that would be hella haunted.
Oh, what, really? 155 unmarked graves being
Yeah.
dug up?
Yeah. It's like the
Poltergeist.
most haunted.
They say Poltergeist stands no chance against that. See, what do you take on the if ghosts were real, they should be literally everywhere?
Yeah, that's sort of how I see it. Like they would be crammed together at this point.
But what if it's like I don't know, have you seen the J horror Pulse?
No.
Okay, well there's an interesting concept raised in that movie. I was watching it the other day where they were like, oh yeah,
Was
the
that the
reason we're starting
digital?
to see yeah, it's the digital horror one.
I have seen Pulse actually.
Yeah, I've seen Pulse. The
Yeah, a
standout
while
scene for
ago.
me was the doctor, not the doctor, it was the teacher theorizing about ghosts and they're like, oh yeah, what if the afterlife? If the afterlife exists, it has to be a
They're just
physical
lonely.
realm. It has to be a thing you can get to. So what happens when it's filled? And I was like, oh, that's horrifying.
Damn. Yeah.
I never picture it. What happens if hell gets full?
That is a horrifying concept. Like to watch Pulse again. I didn't remember that was for some reason I remembered that the ghosts were lonely. That's a much more generic
Yeah,
plot
well,
point.
we were kind of it was strange. We kind of made it a thing as like, oh, they're so depressed, they want you to be depressed too. And I say, that's a bit fucking rude. You're depressed, go be by yourself. Why are you pulling me into it?
Misery loves company, I guess.
No, it doesn't. Miserable people like to be alone. It's just a false statement.
It's a false popular statement.
Popular doesn't mean real. It doesn't mean correct, though, Chris.
That's true. Who's your favorite of the two main priests?
My favourite of the two main priests. Is
Yeah,
it even in
I
the
like
day?
Thomas, the older guy.
Oh, Thomas is insane charisma off this man. The fact that Layla Roddy isn't, and like he's got good shit in his, like he was in Grabbers, which I watched the
How
other
was
day.
he? I forgot about that.
Yeah, he's got not a bad filmography, but this man deserves to be in so much more. He's so fucking good. Anytime he was
He's
talking,
so good.
I was stuck to it. It's like, and he doesn't even need to talk about interesting shits. Even he's just yapping about how, yeah, the church is a bit of shit. I would listen to this man talk for 4 hours.
Yeah, I would certainly.
I feel like,
I'm watching
what's the
him pick
point of his
away at a
little?
statue right now. That's a really good scene
Yeah, I
where
love
he's
that.
investigating the blood pouring out of it, or
Yeah,
the
he's just
dried
like,
blood earlier in the movie.
yeah, he's arguing with his little twink. His little twink's like, oh, well, what if it's actually real? And he's like, fuck off. Ghosts don't exist. God doesn't exist. Shut your hole.
Yeah, it can't be
And then quickly in that scene,
because
he's
it
like,
isn't.
oh, it's like, oh, it is blood. He's like, okay, I need to get this searched then. I like that at no point he ever apologises to the little twink holding the camera, despite the fact the twink is right the entire movie.
No, that's very true. Yeah, he lets the whole thing play out without acknowledging how it shifted.
Well, I understand the whole point of, I'm just going to call him the twink, because that's what he is. He's just the twink and he adds nothing more. I understand how the entire point of him is to be like the reason for the camera. But at the same time, cut this man out. Just give me more of Father John. Did you say John was his name?
I think Thomas is the older guy. I think John is the twink.
Thomas. Thomas. Just give me more of Father Thomas. I would rather watch this man bumble about trying to hold a camera, just being confused at how
Yeah,
it
I'd love
works.
that.
That would give me infinitely more pleasure. So even if you had an extra 20 minutes of every scene having him going, the fuck, where's the button? And moving on going, Father, just check the back of it. Say, I don't fucking know.
I want a whole series of this guy investigating the ones that didn't wind up being real.
So you want Scooby Doo with Father Thomas?
Yeah, yeah. He believes it more
Would
and
it be
more to
set in
start with,
Ireland?
and then yes, it would
Or
have to
would,
be
so what would it be like? Would it be like other ghosts? Would it be more biblical things? Would it be urban
a different thing
legends?
every episode. Maybe there's a Wendigo in the third episode that turns out to be the operator of a local brewery. You know?
One episode he's like inexplicably in Japan looking for like a kappa.
Yes. One episode he's in New Jersey looking for the Jersey Devil.
Oh, I try. What would be the most fun urban legend for him? Would just 2 hours of him camping in the woods looking for Bigfoot, and it's just like a big hairy shirtless man out camping.
But no, he sees like 8 different hairy shirtless men camping. There's a bunch of false starts.
So how does he identify who's Bigfoot?
Mm, tests them. He blood tests them. We see he's good with the blood tests.
Wait, so does he have a vial of Bigfoot blood to compare?
Yeah. He he knows somebody who's already seen Bigfoot.
I was thinking more he brings a tape measure and has to convince these random men to let him measure their feet. Like he has one
Okay.
footprint, and he's like, I know it's this big. It has to be Lenny.
Okay. I like that. That's a good way to go at it. No, there's less holes in that.
Well, considering your entire like show breakdown would be him not believing in the spiritual, and you're like, oh yeah, and his friend who knows Bigfoot
Has
personally
the
and has his
blood of
blood sample.
Bigfoot.
It's like, oh, it's even the movie The Nun where we just have the Jesus blood hand grenade inexplicably. So, because
Yeah.
talking about the cast, the main nun, I forget her name, but I'm looking at Letterboxd. So if you give me 2 seconds, Mother Superior.
Oh,
Has there ever been a bigger cunt in all of cinema?
she's rough. She's rough to deal with.
She is rough, but I think she
Yeah,
plays
she
it really
has
well.
an attitude problem.
I think that's putting it a little bit lightly there, Chris.
It is. It's intentionally putting it lightly. She's a real asshole.
She is, but I think she plays an asshole with such conviction. Again, I feel like she should be in more movies. She plays
Yeah,
the creepy old woman very, very, very well. And I know people have beefs about that trope, but it's an effective trope. Let it be. Old people are scary. It's a fact.
it's something we can talk more about. I have more problem with the trope of scary old people when it's just depicting their bodies as scary inherently.
But it is scary, Chris. When you get old, you rot. That's like inherently scary.
It is. Yeah, no, I'm not. I think it's a conversation to have, but I also don't think it applies too much in this movie.
So
I think
you're
it's just a good character in this movie.
so you're more accepting of it because there's positive old person representation with Father Thomas.
Yes, also that. Yeah.
I feel like it's always the two. There's never just a normal old person. They're always either the sweetest person you've ever met or the most
With
miserable
the
cunt you'll ever
crappiest
come across.
asshole. Yeah.
Yeah. Which, to be fair, I think is fairly accurate. Chris, do you think you're going the sweet route or are you going the asshole route as you get older?
Oh, that's such a good question. I think I probably will wind up down the asshole route, even if I would like to avoid it. I'm just gonna not have any time for anything. How about you?
So I think I'm going to go. See, I don't even like pubs that much, but I feel like I might be the old man that sits in the corner of the pub and will just tell you
Yeah.
everything ever peeved him in his entire life.
Yes.
You would get me going, see the amount I would talk to random strangers about my hate for public buses.
Well, you know, you gotta let it out.
Okay, I'm being mesmerised. My goat Thomas is on screen right now. And he's talking about how much he hates the Catholic Church despite being a priest. I feel like he trusts John far too much to be indulging this deeply into his dislike for the church that is his job.
That's true. Yeah, he's sort of letting on something that could get him let go.
And on camera, no less.
You're watching a scene where he's saying, "I'm sick of it."
Yeah, no, I'm half-heartedly watching it. I've just got him. He's talking about how much he hates the old book.
Yeah, I'm watching him. That was before the statues start bleeding for real.
Yeah, right now he's. Oh, I love his. See his scene where he's doing his little blood investigation, and he's got his the magnifying goggles that you'll never see anywhere that's not either a horror movie or like a sci-fi film. The specs with the flip down magnifying glasses, like glasses attached to them.
Or Uncut Gems.
Oh, but I think, to be fair, I haven't seen Uncut Gems. Would that not be the little microscope lens that you see in, is it Batman Forever? The
Oh,
Two-Face uses to check the diamonds.
maybe I don't remember because that sounds like a cartoonish version of it.
No, I'm sure do you not get the like little telescopes that you hold up to your eye?
Yeah, there are definitely dual inspection devices.
Okay, Chris, where are we going to next? We've got our characters. We've got what's going on. Why?
What's your
So he
favorite
was there.
jewel?
What's my favourite jewel?
What's your favorite jewel?
Well, I've got to go with an emerald. I think the I'm not a stickler for green, despite being universally known as pickle. But see something about a deep emerald green is so satisfying, Chris.
Mm, I like that. I could go.
Like
Are like amethyst and
was
opal? Do those count? Something between there.
is it an own?
Maybe. Yeah, it is. But I like it. It's blue.
What's your favourite jewel? A rock. Well, I suppose a diamond is a rock, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, with a lot of pressure.
I do
Everything's
fuck
everything.
heavy with the diamond. But I can't stand. See when you go to like a jeweler and you see synthetic diamonds. It's like, so why is it fucking expensive then? Isn't
Should
the
be
entire point in a
$5.
diamond hard to get? Not I've put this in one of those crushing machines. You see people put Play-Doh in on TikTok.
Yeah, but they can charge so much for it, so they do.
Well, I'm not buying it.
Somebody is.
I can tell you the only time I've seen real diamonds in my life was meeting a rapper after a show who had this giant skull chain, and holy fuck, see actual diamonds in real life. You can see why people are like, yeah, fair enough. Those are worth an obscene amount. It's like a
Mesmerizing.
kaleidoscope for the eyes when you look at it.
That's cool.
It's very cool. I don't know why is this the tangent that you decided to go on? What's my favourite shiny rock?
I thought it would be funny. Where are we at in the movie? We're getting blood tests done.
We're getting blood tests down, and Father John's like, "Oh, it's pregnant. It must be one of the pregnant women." So round them all up. I like that John Thomas. I keep calling him John. Father Thomas. I like how he immediately commands the situation. He's like
He has no time for anything.
he does a bit. He has such command about him, despite the fact that it looks like a heavy breeze might kill
It does. He has the posture of like an autumn leaf.
him. That's so cruel. I hope that was part of his character and not bro, his spine's fucked him.
Yeah, I hope so
But
too.
I also like that he seems to have control in the situation. Seems like if he went back to, I can only assume the Vatican sent him, the way we're talking about the higher ups. It seems like for having all these secrets of killing and torturing women, the second he's like, tell me all about it, she's very open to just be like, yeah, it happens. Even though it seems like can and will shut the shit down instantly.
Yeah, she's very arch villain about it at some point.
Like, I'm sure if he relayed it to his boss, the way she was speaking to him, he could probably get her removed.
Yeah. What do you think they would do? Just shut the whole thing down after that?
I feel like they would probably, you're asking me what I think the Catholic Church would do with a bunch of young women?
Yeah. Yeah.
What, pray tell, do you think would happen?
Nothing good. You leave it at that, probably.
There's not much plot to go in it because this is where we start to get spooky stuff. We meet, what's the our Virgin Mary, what's her name? Is it Kathleen? Kathleen?
Kathleen, yes.
Kathleen, a girl in the basement who seems to be, I'm going to assume, possessed by the devil. I don't think we ever make it clear why she's possessed. I'm assuming the evil going on in the Magdalene laundry has created such a bad energy that it's caused some form of evil malevolence. Malevolence? Is that the word?
Yeah, it's just evil run amok, is kind of my view of it. Like,
Yeah,
this was bound to
bad
happen to
vibes,
somebody.
really bad vibes is caused. But
Yeah.
the
And
possession,
Kathleen's in a rough shape when we see her.
she's beautiful. I like how, for some reason, the spirits have chosen this poor girl, despite the fact there's about 50 of them upstairs. He decided, see the one that they keep locked in the basement, that I can't do anything with.
You think that it possessed her after she got locked in the basement, and not that she got possessed and then locked in the basement?
I feel like surely they must have. Oh no, you're right. They must have locked her in the basement afterwards. But I get like, surely you're the devil. You can get out of a room.
It's true. Yeah, but
He's making the.
it's the devil's causing distress either way, right? That's the idea. Like they
Okay,
probably locked her in the basement because she was immaculately pregnant. I don't know.
okay, Chris. Possession talk. I think this is an all-time. This is an insanely good possession. Like making possessions in movies can range from cringe to typically just I'll accept this. Like you'll get every single possession movie typically has a we're gonna get the creepy voice and then we're gonna get the rolled back eyes. And then there's usually the scene where they start to go a little bit crazy and then that's the tipping point on if it's so horrendously cringe you can no longer watch or it's pretty fucking solid. I think this movie does good by not having Kathleen be the one to be like, oh, I'm evil now. It's just bad shit starts to happen to other people the second the door's opened. And that's the. Because you get. I assume you've seen Possession.
I have
Have you seen The First Omen?
no.
Because you need to work with me here. It's supposed to be done with horror movies.
I've seen The Exorcist.
Don't, Chris, you can't get started on it. This will be a whole thing of itself.
I've seen. I have thoughts on them, but the Conjuring movies are pretty set in that frame. I don't like the way that they resolve usually.
Yeah, but the Conjuring movie, even that has you get your step by step. Oh, there's a spooky voice. Oh, things are floating. Roll back eyes, and then there's the scene where the old man starts talking through the girl's voice, and that's supposed to be like that. Oh, she's the devil's in her scene. It's just cringe, isn't it? It's
It
never
is,
actually
yeah.
well enough for the payoff, I think. But in this, the scene where shit hits the fan, that other nun doing like the weird spider twist,
It's great. And then
incredibly
the
effective.
hand from under the bed.
Yeah, it's weird because I was like, it's clearly insanely low budget, and I don't know how they pulled that off because it looks better than The Exorcist. There's a lot
Hmm.
of things in this movie better than The Exorcist. Well, I'm saying that.
All right.
When
What else does
usually,
one?
I feel like body torsion usually doesn't work for me, but there's something that's fucking freaky in this one. She's doing like a little spider crab boogie on the floor.
Yeah, it's it's very well physically acted because the way that she's doing it, it feels like she's not intentionally doing it.
The sound design for it's also incredible. I do like that after this whole scene, seemingly Thomas goes, "Alright, fair fuck, she's locked up. Let's go up and go to bed." I would not be staying in that church.
No.
She also whispers Latin to him. No, it's not Latin. It was ancient Greek. I also like that Father Thomas seemingly also knows ancient Greek.
Yeah, that was interesting that he knew what that was immediately.
He's been on his Rosetta Stone.
It also kicks off way faster than I remember. It's not until it's not after like 25, 30 minutes that we finally get supernatural seeming things happening.
Yeah, it's fast paced and like it doesn't slow down other than, as I said, when Thomas is like, "Okay, kip time. We've had a big day, boys." And him berating Mother Superior, which awesome name. The Mother Superior.
Yeah, I think that's a
I
sort
feel
of a
like
church term, right?
it is, but it's like the antagonist name. Imagine a Sith
True.
Lord with Mother Superior.
That's true.
But it's weird because okay, typically with found footage movies, you get your 20 minutes of, okay, everything's chill, we're having a good time. Typically people are having their drinks, and then you get 50 minutes of, hold on, boys, it's getting a little spooky. And then you get an end 10, 15 minutes where shit hits the fan, Blair Witch, perfect example of it. Shit like Paranormal Activity. And especially for a low budget, you expect them to go that route because you're like, well, it will save money on practical effects, it'll make things easier to shoot. It's
Yeah,
clearly on
true.
very filmmakers. But no, from the second Haunting starts, it's like, okay, shit's going down and will continue to go down until the ending of the movie, which turns into fucking The Descent. As Above, So Below meets The Descent, with our boy Thomas
It's
having
great.
a mental breakdown.
Yeah, I
I
love
only give this 3 stars.
the ending in this movie, the little tunnels. It's grim because you have to assume that those are trafficking tunnels ultimately.
Either
If they
trafficking
do exist,
tunnels
then
or
it's
that.
not just hell.
Oh shit! I didn't even think of it. Maybe being oh because I assumed it was just like that would be where they would store the bodies, like the real church we talked about earlier, but that being like a representation of hell because you even see Father Thomas going, I'm sorry, God, I don't believe in
Yeah,
any of this, and I caused John to die. Unfortunately,
yeah,
I feel
it's
like
they leave it vague what actually exists in the basement. We see it a couple times and it usually looks different.
oh, Chris, you've up it. I see this movie started as a 3 star. I think I'm having to bump this up to 3.5 because
Hell
it's
yeah.
not a remarkable movie. But again, there's so much good shit, especially because I was expecting this just to be trash. I saw it as a mediocre found footage, and I was like, oh no, I've seen so many of these fuckers. I think the
No,
20
it's very well
times.
put together.
The only gripe I can really give it is that our little twink man doesn't need to be there. If we just gave more time to Mother Superior and um, Father Thomas and his conflict of faith and her very puritanical, absolute faith and that clashing. I mean, I don't think I would ever give it a perfect start. I feel like
The
these
issues
sort of
with that
religion
only
horror,
come with the found footage at that point.
they do, but like I can see why. I think it's probably because this was a real thing that happened. They want to try to make it as a proto documentary style. I feel like you could probably do that with a mockumentary, but then you wouldn't get as cool of an ending as you did. So there's a lot
Yeah,
of pluses and negative. I could say maybe there's some generic stuff in it, but I feel that comes with the territory with religious horror. There's nothing new you can really do with the subgenre at this point.
so what are you gonna do? Turn a cross upside down?
Oh, they should have done that, Chris. I've done that before.
It would be cool, right? I
Like,
wish somebody would do that.
or see if maybe she started speaking Latin, and then maybe some things were
Oh,
floating.
holy shit!
Whoa!
I don't think they
Maybe
can do
maybe
that.
what they should do is they should film it at midnight, so that way their clocks chime the witching hour. Actually, I would have been sick. See if the clock started chiming during the spooking, and then you could still hear it in the caves.
Oh, yeah. Sound
That actually would
traveling.
have been better.
That'd be kind of cool. I like the scene where Father
But
Thomas gets stuck in the room with Kathleen.
yeah, but like you say he's stuck there, but he doesn't seem too fussed about it.
No, they shoot
It's
it
weird.
really well though.
I don't. It's interesting in the fact that Thomas is. I'm just going to ignore the twink because he doesn't really. He's basically just the camera on legs. But it's weird that they frame Father Thomas as a man who doesn't believe in God but is a good man, and in the end, seemingly he gets punished for it. And then
Yeah,
Mother Superior, who does believe in God but is a bad person, she's seemingly like I don't know if she gets away with it or if she is part of whatever is going on down in the tunnels, but it seems she doesn't face repercussions for her actions, but Father Thomas does. And I don't know what we're trying to say with it, but I do feel there has to be something there with it.
Well, John is also a pretty God fearing person who seems like a good person who dies. I feel like it's more about God doesn't exist anymore in this place. So God doesn't have any say over what's happening.
I could see that. So from your perspective of it, it's more he was doomed from the moment he entered that place,
Yeah, and
regardless of
more so like once he noticed
his.
the real blood coming down and decided not to leave immediately. Like at some point there, he sealed it.
What do you mean? He searched for Bigfoot. He saw a kappa. He all just ended up as a man in a suit.
He does have that Bigfoot blood. Yeah, that's true.
He's
God
seen
didn't
some shit.
stop him then.
Bigfoot didn't stop him.
What if
He
he's
actually.
seen a bunch of
Yeah.
supernatural stuff, but the last thing he saw wiped his memory? That's what the show should be
Oh,
about.
Will Smith showed up with a little flashing machine.
Yeah, he sees an alien at the last episode.
God, I would love for a sci-fi horror with Father Thomas.
That'd be so good. It'd be
Alien accidentally
Dark
abduct him.
Skies, but
He's
with Father
dyslexia.
Thomas instead of J.K. Simmons.
No, I was thinking you could do like the fourth kind, but rather than therapy, they all go to church.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, instead of like the interviews, you get them in the confession booth.
Okay.
I want this man in more movies. I love him. I would watch. See if he was starring in anything, I would watch it. But it's not. He seems relegated to only being side characters,
That's frustrating.
which is a
This
little
is
bit.
his only starring movie.
There's only lead role, and he shares it with the twink. Why is the twink there?
Yeah, John is only there to hold the camera, to remark, and then also to be scared in his room in a couple of scenes.
Yes, does Father Thomas not relegate him to his own room?
It's funny that it implies that Father Thomas is not, he's just sleeping through the night. He's not experiencing any of that.
I like that it also implies that the second John dies, Thomas is like, I need to continue his vlog now, don't I? He hasn't bothered to hold the camera the entire time they were there. But he's like, "Yeah, fuck it. We've
Yeah,
made it this far."
it's that found footage thing, which is really dumb. It happens,
Oh,
we're
shit,
talking about Cloverfield next week. The same thing happens in Cloverfield.
yeah, but in Cloverfield, they make a point that he's an asshole and he needs to put the camera away and he just refuses to listen.
It's true, but there's spoilers for Cloverfield for anyone listening that wants to listen next week. But then that character dies, and then his friend, the main character, just picks up the camera.
I mean, they're getting good footage, aren't they?
It's true. It
But
made a
man
good
got some
movie.
amazing shots. I feel like,
Oh yeah,
okay, we're going to shut up at Cloverfield for a second. I feel like in his position, I definitely would be filming that though.
in the monster
Because like
position. Yeah,
you're fucked either way. At least with it, like in this, I'd be like, okay, I want to be able to see what I'm doing. You're not missing Clovey if he's coming towards you.
no, you're definitely not. You should be running. Uh, yeah, at least maybe this camera has a light on it. Those are the
Oh,
better excuses in found footage movies, even when it doesn't make sense that everything is framed well. I still like if they just say like, "Oh, I need to use the flashlight on this camera."
oh, Jeff fucks me up. See, I don't know why jump scares never get me, but in a found footage movie, when they're like, "Oh fuck, we need to use night vision," something about night vision is just fucking spooky, man.
Really, that's cool.
I think it's the
Is
eyes.
there
The
any that
eyes
stick
get
out
me.
to
I
you?
think.
Hmm.
What's the?
Okay.
There's a paranormal activity where I think like maybe the daughter gets taken into the basement and the mother has to go down after her.
I've only seen the first one.
Well, the first one's in um, night vision, but that's more of a like a voyeuristic. You're in the camera, the what are they called? The security camera.
Yeah, the overnight camera.
I'm pretty sure in 2 and 3 they do the classic. Can you get that stupid camera out my face? But honey, I just bought it. Look how cool it is.
Oh, that's a good one. It's like a start to a porn movie. That's what you want.
I mean, it always is. It's every single time they use that excuse. It's always like, hey, we could film things.
That's funny.
And I like that
I
every
bet that
single
works
time
every time.
it's always the husband that says it, and there's always the wife that says no.
I mean, I
There's
guess that
no,
makes
I don't think
sense.
there's been a single one where the wife does it and the husband's like, no.
They should. We should have equal representation.
Hashtag, what was the
Yeah, where's
hashtag
the
you
two
would use?
horny wives at?
Hashtag horny wives. Go look that up. I'm sure you found footage movies.
Definitely will. Yeah.
You know, I think we've covered everything in less of the runtime of the movie. What else have we got?
It's kind of a sparse movie. It's good. It's well made, but that is most of it. It's not like there's any extra plots they're uncovering.
I mean,
Father
I mean,
Thomas was raised in an orphanage, so he has a close connection to what they're investigating.
yeah, he can relate to the girls in the Magdalene Laundry. Yeah, it's an interesting part of his character. I don't know if there was supposed to be some kind of play around, like he never knew who his mother and father was, because I think they put like a focus on his parentage at some point. I feel like there is a lot of depth into this movie, as considering I was talking about real life abuse cases and documentaries to recommend at the beginning. It's not. It's an hour and 15 minutes, which is already short, but it's also paced so well. It feels like it's like 45 minutes long,
It does, yeah. It just breezes by.
and it's insane. It's not short. This definitely needs to get a what was our spoken? This is definitely at least a 3.5. I'm glad that we actually
Yeah, it's
found a
good.
hidden gem for one.
It's
Oh, we're talking.
it's really well edited too.
I mean, was there really to edit?
There's
What's
not.
what's the reason for good editing?
It's just put together in a quick, effective way. It doesn't leave a lot of lulls, and they're not cutting directly between scenes. They have sort of rollovers, like they're using older film.
Oh, it's little tiny side note. Nothing to really dwell on. I do like the film grain. I like that it's clearly filmed digitally, and they're like, no, trust me, this is clearly film.
I do like it too. It works.
But yeah, do you have anything else to add to this movie? I think it's going to be a short one.
Yeah, no, I recommend it. It's not short because we didn't like it.
Yeah, short
Uh,
because the movie's short. Pretty sure
yeah.
next week's Incantation. I'm pretty sure that's a fucking long one, is it not?
Oh, next week's Incantation. Right. I'm sorry. I said Cloverfield next week. That's right.
Yeah, well, but I've put the dates up, Chris. We should know.
I should. I should.
We
I
did
got mixed
immediately
up.
miss the first date.
Incantation is a little longer.
I'm pretty sure it's not
Yeah.
Incantation. Like 2.5 hours, or am I getting confused with the Wailing again? Or Exhuma?
The Wailing is 2.5 hours. I think Incantation is closer to two.
You've seen Incantation before, yeah, Chris? I guess we're just
Yeah.
talking about that.
Yeah. We're talking about the next movie. Yes, we have. Should I tell you if
Two,
I liked it or not? I think I already have.
yeah, it's 2 hours. Um, does it warrant 2 hours? Because typically, once you reach like an hour 40 for found footage, you're getting pretty long.
I agree. I think it warrants 2 hours. I don't remember it feeling like it dragged.
The only
2.5 hours would be a lot.
the only insight I have of next week is that someone I follow in Letterboxd has reviewed it as Trypophobia Speedrun, which makes me very intrigued as to what could be going on in that movie.
Yeah, I'm curious to watch it again and talk about it.
So yeah, and anything else, or is it just their typical plugs?
Yeah, no. If you want to get in touch, you can email us at theuncannyvalleypodcast@gmail.com. You can follow us on the Uncanny Valley Pod on Instagram. Rate and review us. If you review us, I'll find your review. I'll read it on the air at some point. Only rate us well, or else I'm not reading it.
Oh yeah,
How's
we're
that?
also YouTube as well now.
Yeah, we're on YouTube now. So comment, like, subscribe.